what is up, guys? Bob amigos. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the video again. Today I'm gonna talk a video. I finally have a video idea, finally a good one. Now today I'm gonna talk about why there's no justification in guys of public taking someone's freedom in guys of public safety. Now where's that quote from? That's a quote from Thomas Jefferson. So let's get into the video. So there's no justification to take someone's freedom in guise of public safety. Now what does this mean? Or really, another quote will be like, I prefer dangerous freedom or peaceful slavery. So what does that mean? So let me tell you something about America. So America was founded on the reason why America even exists is because of tax revolution, and one reason is the British was taxing. This is related to the age of verification we're talking about. Now, the Britain was taxing the American colonies back in the day. But you look back at history, right? It's history repeating itself again. The British was taxing the Americans really high in the high tax havens of the American colonies. See, I'm showing you an example. This is an example right here. This is City Hall Park. This is where this City Hall Park. This City Hall Park originally was the base of the American American rifles, like the American military. This is like when the British was trying to attack the Americans. Right here, Central City Hall Park. Fun fact right here. This is where the Liberty soldiers, they sacrificed their life for America, basically. And this was originally a prison. I think prison or the Bridwell. Yeah, it's Georgetown, Greystock. Next to was prison. This was the prison for the American soldiers back easily. So there's a lot of history why I'm talking about this. So why are you talking about City Hall Park right in Manhattan? Why are you talking about City Hall and Dangerous freedom? Now here's the thing. I noticed that lately America and around the world is becoming slowly a police state, and I made 10 videos about that, about the police state of America. So I'm not gonna be like too religious. I'm not gonna, oh man, we need Jesus to save my butt. No one's gonna save you. No one's gonna come save you. So you gotta adapt to it. But what I think the concern, in fact, is that nowadays we believe that America should be condemned, or we should allow a government to rape, to abuse us, something like that, and let us take advantage of things. I'm not saying like for kids to like watch like video art stuff, and like teach them up. But what concerns me is about that the government is like they treat the citizens as kids, which is a problem. And I think the quote is, I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. Now why is that quote so relevant today? Because you look at companies now, like Google. I'm sorry Google, I got roasting, man. Google's becoming evil. Google, Apple, everyone, they trying to restrict your freedoms of like what you can put on software for safety. Now I'm gonna make a whole video about that. It's gonna be very interesting. Now it's come back to me. The reason why I think it's bad for a corporation or any government entities to control what you could do, what you could say, wherever, for safety, is because it violates the First Amendment. Now, I'm not saying are they breaking the law. I'm not saying if they are breaking the law. I mean, obviously social media is protected under the social media is protected under well, not social media, but if you have your own channel, basically websites are protected. All internet websites are protected under the First Amendment, but not social media. If you have a social media, they can ban your account still. But if you have a website, that's why I say create your website. That's why I say create your website. Websites in America are protected under the First Amendment. So if I have a website right now, right? Let's say they can't do age verification on it. I could put it on it, but I put it optional for UK. But my website is under First Amendment. They can't take it down unless like it's on a different platform. But websites are under First Amendment, not social media. Social media are not under First Amendment. So let's say you have YouTube channels. That's why I don't barely do YouTube. I do YouTube, but I only use it as a business to promote my website. So if I get banned on YouTube, I can still access my website. Websites under First Amendment, but not social medias. So why I said this? Because this age verification, I think it's gonna fail. I think it's gonna fail. Now the reason in America, UK, it's easy to pass because it's UK, whatever. But America, I mean, it's going to happen. But I think that once people wake up about how the world actually works and they realize that banks control the world and stuff like that, like I think the concern is that like freedom, we're losing freedom. So I'm gonna make a video about that. But here's the thing about the history of America and the UK. How is it all connected? And this is why this age verification may impact us a little bit. Here's the thing: freedom back in the day, when you bought something, right? It lasts longer. You own the product. You didn't have to worry about safety issues. You didn't have to worry about if you get in trouble for safety. Like back in the day, when you buy a product, you own the product, correct? Right? Even this phone. I like this phone, but the problem is it breaks a lot. But here's the thing: back in the day of American history, you used to have more free. You used to be more free than now. I mean, I know, like, oh, Matthew, why no one have kids? because you're making it so hard to have kids. First of all, you have child support because of these dumb safety issues. Like, oh, if you have kids, it's a liability. First of all. Second of all, back in the day, kids was considered an asset because you used the kids to repopulate the next generation because, for keep the family longer. So basically, back in the day, when you have kids, they used to work. These used to be useful for work in jobs. And eventually, take back basically refill the population. Now, since you have to pay for the child support, you have to pay for the iPhone Pro Mini, you have to pay for like everything, and kids are just a liability. So that's why no one's have kids. Now, obviously, where I'm right now in Manhattan, there's people having kids right now. I don't know why they're doing it. That's stupid. But let the child support police take over that. Not even that, having kids is a legal risk. Now, if I have kids, not in America, but most likely in probably in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. I'm not having kids. I'm gonna make more sure of that. I'm gonna have a family eventually, but not right now. Not right now as I speak. That's first of all. And second of all, I respect my freedom. So if I have to worry about the government, mommy, daddy, government, take away my rights, and if I get divorced with a girl named Jessica, he said, "Oh, I hate Matthew because he's being politically correct." I'm just gonna leave I'm just gonna go out. I'm just gonna leave the Matrix. I'm not dealing with it. So that's the thing. So America's fault about freedom, expression, and also too on top of that, it was based on dangerous freedom. Okay, so if you say, "Oh, we should have age verification, we should censor the internet, we should arrest Matthew for being mentally ill," you're fake news. I'm very conservative. Yes, very conservative. Now, here's the thing about I'm not because I'm very independent. Sorry, I thought it said conservative. My fault. I'm imagining things. But here's the thing about in general. If you look at history, every time when the government started censoring the content, I mean, besides China got away with it. It's China, communist. But every time something happens where a government kept using the power of the citizens, eventually either two things happen. Either they got powerful and they got bad, or two, which hopefully that will be the case, is a new government started happening. So collapse of government entity. Now, yes, the U.S. government is very powerful. I'm gonna be honest, the tax is very powerful. But here's the thing why I think that it won't work. So look at history, right? The reason why America was founded was because of a tax revolution. The tax revolution. So this is before the education system. This is before that. Before America was founded on a tax revolution, actually, because people were paying high taxes in America, and people were paying high taxes in the colonies, the American colonies, for decades, and eventually, they pay high taxes in the colonial times. That it was too much for them. It's too much to pay for it. So they pay high taxes in the colonial tax system, and it was just it was too high. And they were taxing the British tea, a lot. If you look back history, now what happened was after that, that's when the Civil War. That's when I believe the American Revolution and War happened. Blah blah blah. And America was founded in 1776 or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. 1776. I could be wrong. I'm wrong. I gotta look back in history, but that's when America was founded, 1776 or whatever. I think that year. I could be wrong. Maybe I got it wrong. I don't know. And that's when the America was founded. So around July 4th. Okay, we're not July 4th, but the Constitution, whatever. Now, obviously, why America was based on the traditional values of freedom, not freedom, but freedom, especially dangerous freedom. That was the whole context of it. Now, British. I mean, honestly, we gotta blame Britain. It was Britain. Basically, Britain created America. Let's put it that way. Britain was the one that created America in a weird way, because if Britain didn't tax the people to death, if they didn't tax if they didn't tax the people to death, we'll probably be America probably not existed at all. So that's the thing. So to tax people, if Britain didn't tax them to death, America probably, sorry about the noise. Oh my God, it's pretty crazy people. America probably not exist. Let's be real. Now, why I say this now? Because now I notice that Americans are slowly becoming dumb. Not all, but some of them are becoming dumb and uneducated. What happened? Now, here's the thing. I noticed that now Americans oh, I don't mind government taking away my freedom. I don't mind using real ID. I don't mind using ID for everything for safety reasons. Now, back in the day, I'm not saying the world was dangerous or safe. I mean, if some things was dangerous back in the day. I'm not saying don't have safety reasons. Don't be. I'm not saying when you don't have safety regulation. I'm not saying make everyone, obviously everyone lives longer now because safety reasons. But here's even Trump, even the president, current president. I'm not gonna get into politics. notice about the over regulation of America. So you also have over regulation too. On top of that, over regulation when it comes to like freedom and like even building a house. Building a house it's so regulated. That's why most companies in America are social media companies, because having a business is just so over regulated. It's over regulation. I get it. You can't like make poison food for you, okay? But honestly, they should make it easy to regulate. And no crap. We have a job shortage or a career or a job crisis, because you have a situation where you make a kid a liability on top of it. Before, kids were considered asset because you used it to fix the population, and also there was no feminist movement going on. We're to the point where like women hate men and man evil is bad man, knows about that. So there's none of that. So I'm not saying they still exist, but whatever. But that's a different video for another time. But like they're saying though, yeah, the First Amendment, it's in the Constitution. They can't. But where I have a theory what they're going to do is, like, I think they're going to ban cursive so they can't read your rights, and then they could say, oh, we're changing the Constitution in print. We're changing it because we want to protect the kids, something like that, and then they restrict your freedom. Because in the UK they can kind of do that. They change the Constitution more times. They change the rights, everything, Bill of Rights, something like that. That's the reason why the Constitution says freedom of expression, First Amendment, because the founders knew that the government could abuse the power for like safety, for safety. So if you do think that we should take away your pew pews, that's like crazy. I mean, there's always bear arms too. That's why you also bear arms too, to protect yourself. Now it's like people like why they don't teach. I'm not saying they don't teach it in school. Do you know why they don't teach cursive in school? Just so you can't read your rights, and then eventually they torture you, and then they put you in re-education camp. That's all about. It's about microchips and babies. It's all about. I mean, we also know the mark of the beast is coming to town, because they're trying to have digital IDs and stuff like that. So you can say maybe Jesus come back, but I'm not too malicious about that. I know God's real, but I don't know if he's gonna come back and just get what's how it works. But I know people are praying for Jesus to come back, and maybe he comes back. I don't know. But my takes on the freedom is like, we're slowly becoming a police state, guys. You gotta wake up, man. We're at the end times, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the end times, ladies and gentlemen. I've been not willing to upload. I've been uploading YouTube, but I've been less motivated to upload because like I kind of want to go offline with no internet, so they can't spy on me, something like that. So it's been hard to do it. But I've been doing YouTube. It's my business. That's how I get my Subway sandwiches. That's how I make my money. I get my Subway sandwiches. That's how I eat some food. That's how I eat my bacon, egg, and cheese. You know what I'm saying? My bacon, egg, and cheese with girlfriend, white girl. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my takes. Now I don't know if Saudi Arabia is also more free. Maybe it's just America. Maybe it's the UK. But I definitely know I'm not moving to the UK. Absolutely not. Since they try to restrict your freedom. And if America does the same thing, I might as well go to Saudi Arabia. I don't know. Go to Arab countries because they're doing fine. But this is the problem that today is like, we're in Manhattan. We're in Manhattan right now. So we're in luxury area. Back to the same. We're doing no part to Manhattan. But here's the thing about freedom. Like which concerns me. I've been doing YouTube for a very long time. I've been doing YouTube for a very long time. And it's probably this will be on Spotify. I'm putting this on Spotify too. I've been doing YouTube for a very long time. I've never seen the internet so censored to the point that you have less freedom now. Like it's kind of crazy though that we were before society. Now I'm also thinking about the context of the black community too. Yeah, I'm black. You know what I'm saying? So how would that affect that? Because us community, let's be real, we're rated R, man. On paper, we're rated R. We curse a lot. Us black people, we curse a lot. We say like the N word a lot. We curse a lot, but I'm not getting to like. We curse a lot, man. Let's be real, we curse a lot. So I don't know how like that's gonna work for the black community. I think it's gonna be more racist against the black community with the age verification. Honestly, like if it's all the same things, like let's ban Matthew, someone down. But I don't know. That's gonna be weird. That's gonna be weird. Like, bro, they don't talk about it in the black community. There should be more black people talk about the age verification. Yeah, a lot of black people need to talk about this because this is gonna affect them too. Because I know rap music's kind of R-rated, so like, would that affect them? Like, there's some questions. I'm gonna make a video about that eventually. But there's a lot of concerns about that because most people who talk about age verification are apparently white. I don't see any black people talking about this, and I think black people should talk about it more often because especially it's gonna affect them more. Black people to get screwed over the most. But yeah, I think black people should talk. Unless it's me, maybe I'm in the matrix. Maybe my program, my YouTube's program, the white YouTube, and apparently it's only seeing white content like age verification. But UK people are white, so they're not black. So I'm kind of curious. Would the age verification affect black people? I think it would. I think it would be bad for black people. So I don't know. But I got some videos about that too eventually. But no black people talk about it. I must say, alright, but I don't see it. But back to what I was saying though, yeah, America was founded on freedom. I don't know if you're black, that's the story. Yeah, we got slavery, so yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. I'm not getting into politics. But in general, freedom, yeah, I prefer things freedom or previous slavery, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not getting into politics, I'm just in general, I'm just telling in general that America or the United States, if I'm phrase this, I don't want to sound like, oh, Matthew's being white, Matthew being racist against his own country, because, you know, America had a dark history with black, African Americans, I'm black, and they had a rough time, man. If I told this to my roommate, you know, oh my God, they don't give a crap about African. They go with the leftist. I know it's true. Africans went to a lot too. Yeah, and also Asianification did destroy communities too. Yes, so we could say the age verification might be racist against us because, you know, white people probably made the age verification content like that. We know that. We know YouTube. We know it's gonna be racist against African Americans. We know. But back to what I was saying though, because the wokeness is over. Back to what I was saying though. It's crazy. We came from a woke internet now to a censored internet. It's like, how did the internet just change so fast? It's crazy. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the world, man. Like, I mean, freedom is like, now it's all police state. Now back in the day, you know, even with jobs too now in America too, like you can't, you have to be careful with posts online now just so you can get money coming in. That's like, oh my God. And if you get arrested for a crime you can't get a job because it's a felony. You can't even get a job at a business. So let's say let's say you accidentally say hate speech, like that, you get in trouble that you didn't mean to do, and then you get arrested, and then you can't get a job. Like, no crap, we have no kids, man. No crap, no money to have kids because I can't get a job, you know. And homelessness is uprising because, you know, they can't afford the house, and then some people have felonies, they can't get the job. So like, what are you gonna do? And I think the fact you have to pay for a house is so dumb. I got a beautiful house. I mean, I'm not like Tech USA, who lives in his apartment in basements, you know. I'm not like Tech USA, who lives with his parents. I don't live with my parents. I have my own house. I'm rich. I'm a rich kid, you know. But I live with my own parents. See, also I'm in Manhattan. I live in Manhattan. I live in Manhattan. Yeah, I can't say it. I live next to Manhattan, so you know, I'm a small rich kid. But back to what I was saying though, you know, the fact that, like, you know, I live in Manhattan, basically. I live in Manhattan, so I always back up Manhattan. I live in Manhattan, next to Manhattan, so you know, take the ferry, whatever, stand down sometimes. I live in Manhattan, like, yeah, I live in Manhattan, so it's a morning time, right? It's right now morning time in Manhattan. Yeah, I live in Manhattan right now, pretty cool. But about what I was saying though, you know, the fact that, like, Tech USA still lives with his parents and he can't afford a house in the most expensive city, that's crazy, man. But about what I was saying though, off topic, I'll make a video about that eventually, off topic, but like I was saying, you know, real Americans prefer freedom, you know what I'm saying, freedom of expression, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, no censorship, no Chinese Communist Party internet, you know what I'm saying, no North Korea internet. It's like the internet's slowly becoming North Korea, like, oh my God, we're slowly becoming North Police State, guys, it's crazy, you know, because we need to protect the children, guys, we need to protect the goddamn children. I'm like, what? Bro, that's crap. I can't curse on YouTube, because YouTube is slowly becoming police state too, on top of that, so it's a disaster. But I'm happy, like, my count's so far. But here's the thing, America, I mean, I prefer Daniel's freedom to slavery. There's no justification to take on someone's freedom against public safety or various justification. It's all nonsense, you know. And, you know, back in the day, you know, I know, like, Matthew, what are you gonna do about it? I might as well use Tor now. If you want to see my website, make Tor websites. I guess the next option is switch to Tor. Like, go to Tor. That's my only option. Because at this point, if the internet's gonna become censored, we gotta fight it, man. We gotta adapt to him. Jesus is not gonna save us, man. He's not gonna save us. We gotta do it ourselves. We gotta adapt to it. We gotta adapt. We gotta make Tor websites. Learn Tor. Use a different internet. Don't use the surface web. You know, use Raspberry Pi, something like that. You know, use Linux. Yes, use Linux. You know, don't use Android, because Android is slowly becoming, like, restricted. So use Linux phones, something like that. Because now the internet has become censorship. And, you know, companies control everything. And they do it because the guys are public safety. Oh, let's restrict Matthew's freedom. A guy's the public safety. It's like, it's all nonsense, you know. America was not founded on safety. It was about freedom, expression, and gay frogs, and all that stuff. Beautiful gay frogs, you know, beautiful gay frogs, you know. That was all about, America was all about. Now, they want to restrict your freedom of, like, for public safety. If I want to do that, I might as well go to China. I might as well go to North Korea. Okay, don't do that, but I might as well go to North Korea if I want no freedom. And it's like, people forgot about it, man. Once America says, oh, let's put the Child Safety Act, because online Child Safety Act, or whatever, online safety act, something like that, UK, then they go like, oh, let's come with the Girlfriend Act, the Girlfriend Kids Act, and then they restrict your freedom, you know. That's how it all started. Let's get one bill, and let's be very draconian and restrict your freedom. Be very draconian and restrict your freedom of expressions. Let's be very draconian, very Nazis-like and destroying, and then this dystopia, and we live in dystopia. It's crazy we live in dystopia now, not like a utopia. We're in a dystopia of society. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it wasn't that draconian. It was actually your own stuff from that, and you had freedom. Now it's becoming more draconian. It's like, what the hell is going on now? I'm worried about my adopted mom. My adopted mom don't know what's going on. She doesn't get it, And the fact they can restrict your payments because of safety, oh man, he commits fraud, let's restrict his payments. Okay? Back in the day, when you buy currency, people don't like, oh man, currency's for the evil rich people. No, it's not. But I know people say, people hate money, but money is good, man. If you don't own your currency, I'm sorry, you don't own the money. I feel like you should own your currency too. Even Thomas Jefferson knew about this too. He was like, there's no, banks control the currency, they control whatever, the birth certificate, they control everything with the currency. You should be able to own your currency. If you don't own the currency, I'm sorry, that's not your currency. That's their currency. That's the bank's currency. Like gold. That's why like gold. It goes. You own the currency. Like Monero, you own the currency. U.S. dollars. That thing's printed down debt. You're going down debt. In the society called class, man. Beautiful. The U.S. dollar is going down in value as I speak right now. It's going to be by 10 cents by July 4th. I'm just kidding. But going down price. It's not sustainable, man. This U.S. will collapse. But also at the same time, the whole world's gonna collapse. This to be, I think we might be back in the dark ages one day. I don't know, personally. Hopefully we do that, but that's the thing. So, sorry, there's a lot of noise right. They're doing construction, but I guess that's where my tax style is going to. I guess that's where my tax style is going to. But here's the thing about life, I'm concerned about the internet in the future. I'm concerned about the internet in the future. I'm concerned about it, I'm concerned about this future police state and everything that's going on. I'm concerned about it, man. I'm very concerned about this police state slowly becoming police state that you have less freedom now because, we got to protect the children. We got to protect the kids having birth, And I'm hoping people will just revoke and not kids so they can fight against this draconian government, I'm not saying no more kids, but honestly, if we need to reduce our population so we don't have evil humans, we do it, man. Don't have kids, man, just so avoid the draconian government scenario. Now, I know people in the audience be like, Matthew, I will have kids because I need to protect the children. No, we're not. See, if there's no kids, the government can't say it's for the kids. They can't say it. So don't have kids, okay? I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I have kids in the future, I don't know. But here's the problem, like, see, this is slowly becoming a police state. So, like, the police car right there, yeah, it's becoming a police state right now. So, that's the thing. So, what's going on right now? What's going on with Wall Street right now? What's going on with Wall Street? Like the Tim guy says. What's going on with Wall Street, man? I don't know. I'm crossing the ball, But, that's, might not have a problem. Now, I have to be careful where I post because, if I get a job at we got to censor the internet because of freedom, let's restrict his freedom, And it's like kind of crazy though, I mean, I love YouTube, but the problem with YouTube is they start censoring into like China, like North Korea, man. Like, oh my God, North Korea censoring the internet, man. That's crazy. That's racist, man. It's racist, man. It's racist for black people. It's racist, man. It's crazy, man. It's racist, man. It's for woke stuff. Like, what the hell happened? You know what I'm saying? But I'm joking. That was a joke, but I'm sorry. That was a joke. I'm joking. But chill. But here's the thing, like, I'm not getting into politics or anything, because, oh man, Refugee USA doesn't have a job, and he's a bancho. I'm not getting into that. But back to what I was saying, though, but here's the thing, that's the problem with today's society, is like, we're about, like, oh, let's compete, let's be this robotic girlfriend, and, like, let's be robots, and let's not talk, let's hate the men, let's restrict men's freedom, let's take the kids away, and put child support, and if you're black, there's no father, he's only a mother, there's only father and son, there's poverty, and that's all about, that's what it's all about with nowadays. It's about control and microchipping babies. They go put the microchipping babies, I guarantee you. They go put the microchipping babies and they go track you every time, and they go track the babies every time. That's why I don't have kids, because they put the microchipping babies. It's all planned out, guys. They go put the microchipping babies to control you, microchips you, and they go control you, man. It's all planned out, man. This is not Alex Jones said this and it happened. This is so true. They can put the microchip. They're gonna put the microchips in babies, and they can control you, man. They're gonna remote access. They're gonna put the microchips in the brain. They're gonna put the microchips in the eyes. They can control you. They're gonna spy on you. That's it. And you'll be slave. So that'll be not me ever be a slave to the Matrix, man. Not me ever. And you say I'm crazy, man. Screw you, man. Because you know UK's putting digital ID by 2029. It's all a disaster, man. So you know if you want to save the internet, support Malian today. You know what I'm saying? We don't use age verification. Screw the UK for that. Screw age verification on Twitter, you know, that's the marketing. Yeah, screw age verification, get more sales, buy my products. Yeah, greedy Matthew, corporation, bad. You know, government, bad. Corporations, bad. UK, bad. Mental law, good. I like mental law. Some more mental law, he's a good dude. But I was saying though, yeah, you know, I mean, I prefer this freedom over slavery, man. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. I prefer doing freedom over slavery, you know. I prefer doing freedom over slavery, you know. Screw the Matrix, you know. Screw slavery, screw microchips and babies, and screw, you know, because the mark of the beast, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. I prefer freedom, man. You know, if I can't be free if a kid can't be free, you know, I'm not going to the police state. I'm sorry. I'm going off the grid. I'm gonna chill my cigar with Aaron Carey. You know what I'm saying? Chill Aaron Carey with my cigar and go off the grid. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying screw you, man. Not my problem if I have a kid or not. Not my problem. Your problem. Oh, Matthew, the extra ushers is contacting you, man, to have kids. No, not my problem. Yeah, man, not my problem, man. Yeah, screw them kids, man. I can't curse on you too. But screw them kids, man. Your liability child support, no. Until you fix your laws, government, then look about having kids, okay? Until you make it actually more enjoyable to enjoy life, then let's talk about having kids, okay? Not my problem, bro. Not my problem. But back to what I was saying, though. Majority stories. This is a perfect example where if we didn't have freedom, man, you know, I love the internet, how it is. But if we didn't have freedom, man, we'd be having a problem, man. We'd be having a problem. And I made an old podcast about internet censorship long time ago. But at least back then, it was not censored to the point. It was not censored like every 2 seconds. It was actually more open than now. And that was like 2019, you know? Yeah, it was, we had our cop, but it wasn't a big deal. It was just America. It was like, oh, it's me. It was a dumb me. Like, oh, child safety, you know? Yeah, to see you, but no big deal. Like, you can still lie. You can still do it. But now, the UK slowly becoming an age verification state. This is worse. I'm hoping that maybe it's just like a nothing burger. And maybe like, oh, man, we get over it. Maybe no big deal. It didn't affect us much. But as I see around, we're so close into this dystopia. So, yeah. Let's nerd might go camping, you know. So my joy story is like, what you gonna do? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go off the grid, you know what I'm saying? Cut the internet, you know. I guess internet is new luxury now. No internet is new luxury now. So let's learn, you know, if you want to be hot, you know, if you want to have a girlfriend, I mean, yeah, might as well have it, but don't have kids at Willock, and then, you know, so you don't have to worry about the government saying, oh, we need to protect the children because there's no kids, you know. Yeah, there you go. That's how you solve the no kids issue. Yeah, because, you know, if there's no kids, government can't say, oh, we got to protect the children because adults apparently act like kids. They don't have to parent the kids because they believe, like, they're right and they had to be helicopter parenting to let the kids view whatever they want on the internet. But I'm not saying, like, you know, make everything rated R, you know, no, kids are going to learn about discipline and, you know, and self-promotion and discipline. You know, be a parent, you know, be a parent. Be a parent, Caroline Muniz. Be a parent, Caroline Muniz. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. But in general, like, you know, it's the issue, you know. But back to what I was saying, though, like, you know, freedom is slowly becoming a police state, you know. And back in the day, you know, even companies now are slowly becoming, like, you know, they restrict. The more restriction is crazy, man. It's like, oh my God, it's becoming more police state, you know. Hope you like this video so far. I know I put some dramatic effects in it. Hope it's not that crappy. But you know, it's just crazy, man. That the United States is not that bad, but it's still getting bad. But it's crazy how, like, we forgot the plot about freedom, you know. If you go to North Korea, they'll kill you for, like, for talking against the government. That's why I don't go to North Korea, you know. And it's slowly becoming North Korean today, you know. It's not that bad, but, like, soon it could get to that point, you know. But, you know, back to what I was saying, though, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm concerned about the freedom. I'm concerned about the freedom of the United States, you know what I'm saying, and America and the UK government. I feel bad for my UK audience, man. If you're in UK, man, let me know if there's black people that are affected by this too. But if you're in UK, I feel bad for you guys, man. I bless you all, man. Stay safe out there. Try to use Tor, use VPNs, and you know, avoid the narcissist governments, you know what I'm saying, controlling what you could do with your life. Because, you know, back in the day, you know what I'm saying, there's no justification thinking someone's free, you know, because it's public safety, man. There's no justification thinking someone's freedom because it's public safety, you know. So that's just reality, you know, virtual reality. It's not virtual reality, it's just reality, you know, no virtual voice here. But that's what I'm saying, though. That's the concern, though. So, yeah. I don't know how we're gonna solve this though. Hopefully it gets better, but at the end I'm gonna adapt, man. I can't. No, God's not gonna save me. I gotta save myself. I gotta verify my YouTube channel so I don't get sued. So I gotta adapt, you know. I can't like, oh man, let me give up on it. I gotta do something, you know. I'm not lazy. I'm smart. I'm very smart. I have a very smart brain. I gotta adapt to it, you know. I can't just like, oh, give up and like, you know. I gotta adapt to it. I gotta, you know, whatever. So I gotta do some. I gotta do some major changes of what I use. I may switch to Odyssey from YouTube hosting, so I can host my videos on YouTube, on YouTube for my website or Internet Archive, something like that. I may switch to that for now. But at the end of the day, man, internet is slowly becoming a police state, and that's the concern about it. So I don't know. The video's almost over, but I don't know. But it's just like that's a concern. But you know, that's what I said. Person's freedom, real slavery. You know, and yeah, you know, we used to fight, and now we're losing. Hopefully, win the battle again. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, if they can take your freedom away, that's bad. You know, that's worse. I feel like, you know, I prefer this freedom over slavery. You know, over like just there's no justification to taking on his freedom because of public safety. Even Thomas Jefferson knew about this, so he knew. But Thomas Jefferson is a psychic, man. He knew what was gonna happen. Where he knew what happened in the future about safety and control and like microchip babies and like restriction of freedom and justification for that, you know, and police state. He predicted it. And even the banks, how the birth certificate could restrict your freedom, you know. I think I got majority of my calls in this video, but you know, women have it now, but I think I got majority of adults in the video, so I think I got everything on this video. So I think majority of stories like, you know, there's no justification to take anyone's freedom and guys' public safety. So, you know, if you're Thomas Jefferson, support Thomas Jefferson on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Well, I forgot he's dead. Oh, but back to what I'm saying though, all jokes aside though, you know, I prefer freedom. I prefer Danish freedom, pre slavery. You know, screw age verification. Stand up for yourself, man. I guess God's teaching me a lesson. The God's lesson learned is like, yeah, you might be the enemy, but stand up for yourself, man. We need people to stand up for the rights, you know, and freedom. You know what I'm saying? And luckily in America, you know, it's in the Constitution, but you know, some taxes actually have to pay for it. But in the Sixth Amendment, but in the Constitution, you know, freedom. But I don't know. But that's gonna be a video for another time. So. Maybe do a part 2 video on this, you know, maybe not, I don't know. But majority of stories, like, guys, you know, protect yourself from the government's surveillance network, and try to be happy most of the time, you know what I'm saying, personally. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's all spiritual, I don't know what's going on, man, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what's going on. It's all spiritual, maybe I'm happy, I don't know. I'm not happy with age verification, screw that, I prefer this freedom or people slavery. So maybe it's all spiritual, guys. I don't know, maybe you get suffering from that, I don't know, guys. So let me know if it's all spiritual. Let me know Jesus coming back, guys. Okay, so let's be Christian. We gotta be very PG and Christian, very family friendly, okay? I think it's good to do for the video. I love you guys, you know, very much, you know what I'm saying? Stay safe out there. And yeah, majority stories like, I don't know, it's gonna be the future of Malina, but I do think that freedom should be protected. Obviously freedom should be protected, you know what I'm saying? You know, freedom should be obviously protected. So you know, whatever, but, you know, that's my takes on the video. I'm about to upload this video on YouTube. If you like the video so far, yeah, I prefer this freedom, peace, slavery, you know, I said age verification, screw that. It's good age verification. Sorry, I said for YouTube videos, but screw age verification, screw that. And I'll be like, yeah, there's no justification to take someone's freedom, and guys, above the safety. So yeah, I mean, if you go take my freedom, and you know, go letter F yourself, and I gotta go. So love you guys. Keep this PG-13. Love you guys. Stay safe out. Stay free out there. So say not free, safe. Screw safety, but stay safe. Stay freedom right now. I love you guys, and I'm out. Peace. Rich.